We're all set to go. So I'm going to turn it over to Chris. Go ahead, Chris, unmute yourself.
Hello, everyone. I hope you all had a wonderful day. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Tonight, I'm going to talk about how to survive summer celebrations. But before that, I'm going to have my sister-in-law, Debbie, do a testimonial for us. Debbie's the youngest of my husband's six siblings, actually. There were 7 children. He's the oldest and she's the youngest, and she's a twin. But she was the last second birth there. Did your mom know she was pregnant for twins?
No.
No, I didn't think so. Okay.
Nope.
So Debbie was a surprise all the way around. And she's definitely the bravest of the 7, I feel. But I'll let her tell her amazing story, and I'm sure you'll all be inspired.
Thanks, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, everyone. So I'm not that great at these, so bear with me. Yes, I am 7. I am the 7th child. My twin sister is on the call with me. She's going through this program with me. And she was one of the reasons I did this, besides Chris and my brother Chuck. So my name is Debbie, and I'm 50 years old. So my goal was I wanted to be at my goal weight by the time I turned 50. So I'm very grateful that I got a hold of Chris, and she consistently stayed on me about joining Optavia, and I'm very grateful. For as long as I can remember, I've never been confident about myself. I've always been overweight, and I've always fought the scale. I don't think I've actually ever learned how to eat healthy until recently. I grew up in a very big family, and dinners always consisted in my house of pasta with bread. Sunday dinners were always mashed potatoes, gravy, roast beef, and a lot of bread. And weekday meals were either goulash or Salisbury steaks with gravy, because my mom had to make do with big meals for a lot of kids. So, but there was nothing wrong with those meals, but I just never really learned how to eat the nutritional way or eat healthy. So I always felt I needed to learn how to actually eat healthy, and I'm learning that with this program. So, but here's a little story about me and my journey. Like I said, I've always fought the scale, and I don't think I was ever confident in of myself, but I definitely didn't think I could ever reach my goal. I was at my wit's end, and Chris knows I was a gym junkie. I worked out constantly, and I never could get my goal that I was trying to reach with the scale. So, but I also had a bigger story than that as far as why I wanted to join Optavia and get healthy. At 43 years old, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and I had 2 young kids at home, and I was determined to fight with everything I had to make sure I beat that disease. I had to put all of my exercise on hold, and I go through months of chemo and radiation and to beat this disease. Exercise, which was the one thing that I truly loved to do for myself, had to be put on hold, and this caused me to lose a lot of confidence in myself, and I felt ugly looking in the mirror. And however, after a year of treatment, I was given the best news that I was cancer free. And I was cancer free. After that year of treatments, cancer beat me down emotionally and physically, and I gained over 20 pounds, and I kept that weight on for over 8 years. So I worked out like crazy, but the scale never would move. I was at my wit's end with this weight. I never ever thought that I would get rid of it. So during this time, I watched my sister-in-law and I watched my brother go through the program with Optavia. I watched my sister-in-law lose over 90 pounds, and I was amazed. And I watched her for 3 years, and she kept it off. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. And then my brother joined, and I was worried about my brother. I really was worried about my brother because he was overweight. A lot of people in my family are overweight, but and he lost over 90 pounds. And I was like, holy crow, man, if he can do it, I got to get on this program and get this weight off, because this is amazing. And then I heard that my sister was going to do it. And me and her, we're competitive, but I knew she needed to do it. I needed to do it. We needed to do it together so that we could get it off. So as soon as I heard she was joining, I was right on board with her. So between her, me, and Chris, we talk constantly, almost every night, getting this weight off. And my sister has lost over 47 pounds. I'm so proud of her. She's amazing. So, and so I just kept going, because I knew if she could do it, I can do it. And to date, I'm 20 pounds down. I met my goal. I'm there at 50. So I'm very proud of that. And let's see. So yeah, so I got to my 20 pounds. I beat cancer. I'm cancer free still. And I'm going to just keep going, keep staying active. I can't thank Chris enough for getting me on this program, getting my brother on this program, getting my sister on this program. I'm hoping that we get more family members on this program so that we can get healthy. But yeah, that's my story. I'm pretty proud of it. I'm pretty proud of myself, which I never ever said that I'm ever proud of myself. I like looking in the mirror now, and the energy that I have is just amazing. And I'm not going to the gym as much as I was. I do doubles still, Chris. I love my gym, but I don't have to kill myself there to see the scale move. So thank you, Chris, for everything that you did for me and for my family. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Debbie. I know that was hard, but she just is such an inspiration, and it's so good to see her now without a brace on her wrist or a knee brace or something, because she was always like going to the gym and, constantly and not losing the weight. And I was like, just give it a bit. Just try to get some of the weight off, so you're not always hurting this or hurting that at the gym.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm so glad that you and Debbie, or you and Donna and Chuck, have all done this. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. I'm really excited for everybody, for my sister and for me.
Mm-hmm.
And we looking forward to the summer that we can go out and actually do things and have fun and not have to worry about, I got to lose that 10 pounds. I gotta get there, because I'm already there. So I'm just going to stay there now.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing. And I know she's waiting for a call from the airline to fix a ticket or something for her. And I was like, oh, I hope they don't call during the Zoom, but if they do, whatever, that's more important, really.
Yeah.
But like I said before, I mean, anyone that's battled what you have battled, I just am so inspired by anything and everything that you do. I mean, I donated convalescent plasma, and I was such a baby, it's like here, it's like, oh my God, they blew one of my veins in my arm, and I was like, chemo patients go through this all the time. Well, what the heck's the matter with me? But
Yeah.
no, it's just, being the youngest too, when I first met Debbie and Donna, they were 11. So that was like almost 40 years ago. And they were like little kids, and I don't know, it's just really neat to see how you've both grown up. And especially, now we text, we show each other what we're having for dinner usually, or what our fueling at night is. And, even we don't talk that much, but we text back and forth, which is fun.
It is fun. It's a lot of fun. The support
Mm-hmm.
is what you need to get through this. And
Mm-hmm.
that would be one thing that I would say is, whoever's going through this, you need to get support, no matter who you get it from. I mean, my daughter's on the phone too, and she listens to me all the time. She's probably so sick and tired of hearing about my weight loss and my journey. But I'm there, Bree. So you don't have to hear it anymore because I'm going to stay where I am. And but she's supportive, and Donna supports me every night, and you support me. So that's big. That gets you through when you want to have that crap at night. You don't really have to, because you can just text you and say, what are you having to eat? And if I see you eating something healthy, I'm sure as heck not going to put something bad in my mouth, because I don't I don't want to gain the weight or anything back. So
Right. You won't, you truly won't, because you're right on it, and your
yeah.
mindset is there, and it's perfect.
So now we can celebrate summer.
Yes.
Yes.
So Chris,
Yes.
what do you got? Thank you
I
so much,
got-
Debbie, for your inspirational story. It was beautiful.
Yes, thank you so much, Debbie. Thank you. I've got surviving summer celebrations. I got thinking about this, oh gosh, a couple months ago, and it's like, oh gosh, summer's coming, and summer's my hardest time. Winter is easy for me. I don't know why, but I get through the holidays fine, birthdays, all that stuff. But summer just gets me, and I'm sure a lot of people are the same way. Today's Cinco de Mayo. I mean, not that I would celebrate by going out and having Mexican or anything like that food, because I'm not a fan of that, but it could have been an excuse to, go out and have a margarita or something like that. But, I just don't, like I said, I don't care for that. But now that the COVID restrictions are starting to loosen up a little bit, last summer we were kind of all safe. We were all in our little zones and stuff like that. But this summer is going to be a little harder, I think, anyways. This weekend, Mother's Day's coming, and there's the brunches and the cookouts and all that. I went to a brunch recently for my niece's bridal shower, and there was eggs Benedict, waffles, croissants, all kinds of wonderful breakfast stuff, but there was also chicken and salad. And so that's what I ended up having at the brunch. So that worked out good. I did not partake in the mimosas or anything like that, which is, that's fine too. There's like, baby showers, bridal showers, cookouts. Father's Day is a big cookout day usually. Again, you can do the leanest ground hamburger you can find, or turkey burgers with vegetables. I love grilling vegetables. That's like the best. Graduation parties. Up here, we tend to have ziti, chicken riggies, tomato pie, greens. What else? All the carby, starchy stuff. Once in a while, you go to a party and they have maybe like grilled chicken and some vegetables, but that's very rare. So usually for graduation parties, I eat before I go and bring a fueling. And if there's a vegetable platter or something, then fine, I might partake in that, celery or something. But I usually try to make sure I eat before I go, and then just walk around with a ice water and a lime or lemon in it. And everybody thinks you have a cocktail, and nobody's paying really attention. They're all there for the graduate. Weddings are this summer, where I'm going to one next weekend, and it's a sit down dinner, which they all are basically now because of COVID, but we were able to pick what we wanted, and they'll cook it the way you want it, which is good. So that works out really, really well. As far as like the parties and the showers and all that, you can always offer to bring something that you can have, and other people will eat it too. There's that potato salad that's made with cauliflower. I'm not a potato salad or cauliflower person. But yeah, that's really good, I've heard. On vacations, you can bring your feelings with you. I've been on vacation for, many times, and brought everything with me and just planned ahead what I was going to have for my lean and green, just like I do at home. It's not a big deal. camping trips are hard with the bonfires with the cheese and the crackers and the s'mores and all that kind of munchy food that people tend to have. But I've found the sparkling ice. I have props. Aren't you proud of me, Pam? If Pam's here tonight. The sparkling ice, there's 5 calories and you can have the whole bottle, and it's a condiment, really. This one is the coconut pineapple, and this one is the black raspberry. And they're very good. They're very refreshing. People, think you have a cocktail, when you're walking around with that, not the bottle, of course, but, and it, I don't know, people are so used to me not having what they're having that nobody even questions what I'm eating anymore. And also, like I said, at camp, we grill a lot at camp. So I like to do chicken and, the vegetables and stuff like that. Ice cream parlors. Donna mentioned this last week when we were talking, because she has a teenager at home yet that likes to go out for ice cream. Now that's really, really hard. I would either bring a fueling, or once you got home, get everybody's ice cream to go, their Sundays or whatever. And I use the Too Good yogurt. I mix it with the brownies or the soft serve, or I even have tried it with the shakes. And it's kind of like an ice cream consistency, especially if I put it in the freezer, but I usually forget to do that and I just hurry up and eat it. But yeah, so that was my take on getting through summer, which, like I said, is my hardest time out of all the 4 seasons. So does anybody have any questions or comments or anything? Just unmute yourself.
Got a comment. Just if you're looking for frozen desserts, I was talking about this today with a bunch of my clients. Now that the hot chocolate is back, I've been making the frozen hot chocolate. You do it just like you do the soft serve, with the ice in the blender, but the chocolate in that is delicious. And then I just add a little fat-free topping on it. And I was noticing the Dunkin' Donuts one has 860 calories. Ours, 110 calories, and it tastes really, 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 really good. And then the other one that I do is I take the chocolate pudding and I put it in like a ramekin or something like that I can put in the freezer. And I take it out and it tastes like a fudgicle.
Oh.
So I don't feel like I'm like deprived, you know what I mean, when everybody else is having, their treats. And everything tastes better with a tablespoon of fat-free Cool Whip. So those are just a couple of things that I do in the summer that have really made a difference.
I have done, so sometimes there's been nights where I've had 2 fuelings left, right? And we want to just make sure we get those calories in. And then, if you ever eat an extra fueling, you do. It's better than you going out to an ice cream store. But I would take the chocolate shake, and my kids love going to Dairy Queen and getting Blizzards, which is the ice cream with the mix-ins, like the cookie or candy mix-ins. So I take the chocolate shake, and then I cut up, I usually put it in the freezer or the refrigerator, at least the mint chocolate bar, cut it up in little pieces and stick it in the shake and mix it up. And I have a Blizzard, man. It's like, it's the best one. And I'm like super happy. So yeah, you can mess with those and fool, not fool yourself, but enjoy what everybody else is enjoying, but know you're eating so much less calories and it's better for you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Peanut butter one would be great in the chocolate shake too.
Oh,
yeah.
Yum. Yum.
I gotta try that. That's awesome. Thanks, Pam.
One that I've tried is you take the brownie with the Greek yogurt chips and you split that into 2 ramekins and bake, put it in the microwave for just 60 seconds. And then put the minced soft serve in the freezer or what you put that between the 2 ramekins, and then you put that in the freezer. So you have a layer of the brownie, and then you have a layer of the mint soft serve together, and 2 people can share that, and each person gets the equivalent of 1 fueling.
Wow, that's awesome.
It's really good. Just don't freeze it for too long, because then the mint soft serve is not soft.
Thank you. That's awesome. That's a really good suggestion too. For
I
those
think
who
the tropical smoothie tastes like a drink. That's the one I
Yep.
like. If you do it with ice especially in the summertime,
Mhm.
around a fueling. Oh my God, it's so good. That's one of my
I was going to
favorites.
say I do the tropical smoothie and vanilla shake. Put them in the
Oh.
blender, mix them together, and I'll have half of it for tonight or whatever, and then freeze the rest. And it's like a creamsicle or a dreamsicle
Oh my God.
because they're
Oh my
mixed together
gosh.
and it's got that fruit and the vanilla. Perfect. It's really, really good.
I like that. I'm writing that down.
Yeah, that sounds good. Thanks for sharing that.
I'm gonna try that. Oh,
Yeah.
it's still on. I thought I was muted.
Anybody else have anything?
I was just gonna say that I think that, and I say this a lot, I think, especially to my clients, but I also say it a lot probably on here, is I think that the important part is that if you're going to a celebration, I think, Chris, you hit on a couple of things, is really maybe even eat beforehand or have a fueling before you go. But I think a whole big part of it is your mindset before you get there, is
Mhm.
anticipating what's going to be there. If you're going to a wedding, you can anticipate what's going to be, well, I guess things might not be passed around anymore, but you can anticipate what you're going to be served and how you would probably eat it, especially if you made a choice, or what you will or you won't do. So it's all about kind of thinking things through and anticipating and getting your head wrapped around what's gonna happen and what you will do or what you won't do. So I think that that's a key to any kind of these events, whether it's a barbecue or if it's a wedding or if it's graduation party or whatever it might be. It's that getting yourself ready for it before you even walk out the door to go and get into your car.
Right, exactly. Because if you go hungry and they don't have anything there you can eat, then what, like up here.
Yeah, well, and Chris, you've been to so many, I'm sure since you lost it's 95 pounds and you
Mhm.
lost it how many years ago? You've been to
Great.
many, many, many events, right?
Mhm. Yes, yeah,
And look at you, so.
yeah. Yep.
G. Hughes has several different types of barbecue sauce that are
Mhm.
sugar-free, that are a really good option if you're cooking out and you just want the sauce.
Mhm.
That is a sugar-free option. So just know that that's
Yep.
on the market too.
I marinated boneless chicken breasts in that for 3 days and then we grilled, it was awesome.
Mhm.
It was so good. They were so tender.
What was the name of that, Jada?
G. Hughes.
I made
Can
some.
you write it
meatloaf
in the
and
chat,
chicken.
Jada? Can
Sure.
you just write it in the chat?
Yeah, and they make a huge line of all kinds of sugar-free dipping
Mhm.
sauces. They have a sweet chili sauce that's excellent as the last dollop in a stir fry. Just adds a little bit of flavor and they don't taste funny. They're really
Mhm.
rich. The barbecue sauce is really rich. There's a hickory flavored one,
Mhm.
and they do not taste like you are missing anything at all.
Does anyone have anything else? I'm going to put the Habit of Health Zoom link in the chat. And Chris, that was awesome.
Thank you.
And Debbie, Debbie, so super and so totally inspiring. What a great story, and your picture of health now. And so is a lot of your family, which is so wonderful. And for those of you who, so I put the link to the Habits of Health national call in the chat, so you can get that link. And for coaches, you're going to stay on, and we're going to have our coach training. And for those of you, those others of you can head on over to the Habits of Health national call with 3,000, 4,000 other folks. And hopefully everyone will be back next week for another wonderful version of a healthy hangout. So everyone have a great night. See you next week.
Bye-bye. Thank
Bye.
you, Debbie.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
And I'm going to stop recording.